Hey everyone, welcome back to That Magic Guy. Today I'm going to share with you an absolutely mind-blowing, self-working card trick that's a fascinating twist on the classic, out-of-this-world concept. This one is a total gem. Seriously, you won't figure it out just by watching. It baffles everyone, and once you see the kicker ending, you'll want to add it to your repertoire immediately, so grab a deck and let's dive in. Also, today I'm using one of my favorite decks of all time, the Butterfly playing cards. I'll drop a link in the description if you guys want to get your hands on one of these beauties. So, without any further ado, grab any deck of cards and let's dive in. Alright, so let's begin. The cards are completely mixed up, and this isn't one of those pretend shuffles. You can actually let your spectator do the shuffling themselves, have them give the cards multiple cuts. You can even let them give the cards a clean riffle shuffle so that the cards are completely mixed up in a random order. And now, as you can see, these cards are as mixed as they get. Here's where things get interesting. You hand the deck to the spectator and ask them to divide the cards into 2 equal piles. Once the spectator has created 2 piles, they have a completely free choice to pick either one. Let's say they pick the pile on the left, you then take the opposite pile for yourself. After this, you explain that they're going to sort the cards by color. If they see a red card, they'll place it to their left. If it's black, they'll place it to their right. Here's the fun part. You're going to mirror their actions. If they deal left, you deal left. If they deal right, you deal right. But you will do this by keeping the cards face down. And you'll try to match not just their movements, but even their rhythm. Your left is their left. Your right is their right. You begin dealing. Black to the right. Red to the left. You mirror each action precisely. You're just copying them like a mirror. And while you are going through the cards, you say to them, "Let me tell you a little story. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with this old mirror that used to hang in my grandmother's attic. It wasn't anything fancy, just an old dust-covered thing with a wooden frame. But every time I looked into it, I got this eerie feeling like the reflection was more than just a copy of me. It was aware. I used to imagine that on the other side of that mirror, there was another me, like in an alternate universe. Someone who knew my thoughts, my actions, and maybe even my secrets. And whenever I left the attic, I used to wonder, what if the reflection stayed behind, watching, waiting?" So today, we're going to use this idea, the power of mirrors, to perform something that feels genuinely supernatural. As you are telling the story, you go through the entire pile. And when you're done, you both have 2 piles. Now comes the magic. You spread the spectator's cards, and you'll see they are perfectly separated in reds and blacks. But then, you point out that a mirror always reflects what's in front of it. So if they have red on the left and black on the right, what should your side look like? You spread your piles slowly and intentionally, and what do you see? Perfectly separated reds and blacks. It's pure magic. You get a full color separation, 2 synchronized mirrors. Chaos of cards turned into order. Let me say this again. This trick fools everyone, and it only gets better the more confidently you perform it and how much you work on your pattern of storytelling. Now, let's get into how it all works. This is what's known in the magic world as a self-working miracle. It seems impossible, but the method is incredibly clever. The secret? A principle known as the gill breath principle. If you haven't heard of it yet, get ready to have your mind blown. There is a very simple setup involved, but it's totally worth the reactions you get after performing this effect. The setup is as follows. Start by alternating the colors throughout the deck. That means red, black, all the way through. It doesn't matter whether you start with red or black, as long as the pattern is consistent. Once the deck is arranged like this, you're ready to perform. But here's the best part. You can make it look totally random by performing some easy false shuffles. This is one of the best false shuffles that I know. Take some cards from the top of the deck from your left hand to the right hand. After this, push some cards from the bottom of the left pile to the top of the right pile. Then proceed to push some cards from the top of the left pile to the bottom of the right pile. You are just inversing the position. Left to right and change the position. Top to bottom to top. Again, some cards from top to the bottom of right, some cards from the bottom to the top of right. If you do this continuously, it looks like you're shuffling the deck, but essentially you're just giving the deck one single cut. You can also give the deck a casual overhand shuffle by running off small groups of odd cards while talking to the spectator. For example, run 3 cards like this, or run 5 more cards. You're not drawing attention to this shuffle, you're just being casual. These false shuffles are actually maintaining our red-black order. Now comes the best part. You can let the spectator riffle shuffle the entire deck. Yes, you heard that right. This riffle shuffle is actually a part of the process. The Gilbreth principle is so robust that even with a genuine spectator riffle shuffle, the effect still works. Let them give a riffle shuffle. Now here's a tiny move. Barely a move, really, that makes the trick work. You'll want to casually spread to near the center of the deck and look for a pair of same colored cards close to the middle. Then give the deck a cut between these 2 cards. So for instance, if you see 2 red cards next to each other, you can break the deck right between them. You say, look, the cards are really well mixed, and then casually cut at that point. This is the only move in the entire trick. No sleights, no gimmicks, just a smart, secret little cut. At this point, hand the deck over to your spectator. Ask them to deal the cards in 2 equal piles. At this point, the trick is already done. This dealing creates what we call the inversed packets. One is essentially a flipped mirror image of the other. Let the spectator choose either pile. Once again, it's a truly free choice. Now we go into the mirror presentation. Your spectator will now sort their packet, reds to the left, blacks to the right. You do the same, mimicking their movements like a reflection. Deal through all the cards. When you're done, you've got 2 sets of 2 piles. Then comes the time for the reveal. Spread the spectator's left-hand pile. All red. Spread their right-hand pile. All black. Now spread the packets to your side. Your left-hand pile, all red. Your right-hand pile, all black. A perfect mirror. Every single time. This is one of those tricks that instantly elevates your performance. It feels like real mind reading, like the cards somehow align themselves just to make the magic happen. It's also a perfect example of how structure, presentation, and a dash of storytelling can turn a clever principle into an unforgettable experience. The best part of this trick is if you have more than one spectator, let's say you have 2 spectators, this trick is absolutely self-working. Apart from the one move that you do when you split the deck from the middle, everything else is completely self-working. You can have both the spectators experience a miracle by proving to them that they are mirrors of each other. If you perform this and fool yourself the first time, drop a comment. I'd love to hear your reaction. Let me know if you'd like more self-working routines like this. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming tutorials. Your support means a lot to me, and I really want to see this channel grow. Until next time, stay curious and keep creating magic. I'll see you in the next one. That Magic Guy signing off.